What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B, and this is another episode of the Esoteric Hustler Academy. You already know where we take astrological concepts, spiritual concepts, mysticism, and all that good stuff, and we figure out practical ways to incorporate it into your business path, you know what I'm saying, so that you can create a business for yourself that correlates with your spiritual energies, the energies you naturally hold, so that you don't have to be, trying to be somebody else just to make a dollar, because this world kind of drives everybody to that mind state to where everybody feels like in order for them to survive and get it, and some people are in those circumstances where they got to do, they got to do what they got to do, and that, ain't nothing wrong with that, ain't no shame in that. But at the same time, there's always opportunities that we can take our power back by just simply understanding ourselves and creating, taking time out of our day when we're not, at work, or whatever we do to earn money, and taking that time and putting that back into ourselves, so that we can gain our power, and sooner or later we can put ourselves in a position where it's like, yeah, we work for ourselves and we ain't got to participate in bullshit systems in order just to get a dollar. We can actually do something that's correlating with our spiritual path. Or if you got a job that you like, just knowing yourself can help you better situate yourself to where you don't have to be dependent on that job. Say that job, because a lot of these jobs, man, we get into, and the thing about it is, like, a lot of these jobs just don't give a fuck about us. Sometimes we get lucky and we get placed in a work environment that actually is beneficial for us and that we can utilize properly. Sorry, I'm all up in my hair, on some Leo Moon shit. But yeah, whatever, man. We got to get the video out. Can't be bothered with that shit. But for the most part, and I just woke up, that's why. But for the most part, we do what we can in order to create an instance that works for us in the best way possible, So today's video is going to be about staying encouraged. So this is very important. This is like the core of, any business is basically, when you create a business, you're the only person who's going to give a fuck about that business. Like, even if you got people who, fuck with you and are agreeing to participate in whatever you're building and things of that nature, when it comes down to it, you are the only person who's truly going to really give a fuck about that business to the fullest capacity, to the because think about it, if people on your team, right, and we're all trying to build they all trying to build your dream, if you don't even give a fuck about it, why should they? And people, even if you are, not verbal, like even if you put on a fake smile and things of that nature and shit like that, people can still pick up the feeling that you are in, So if you're not confident in your work or your business or whatever you're building, other people that are working with you, they're not gonna give a fuck about it either, because everybody got their own thing going on. And if they agreed to be with you, but you don't even believe in what you putting on the table, then why should they stay around? And naturally they're gonna start to create thoughts and feelings and ideas that go away from whatever it is that you're doing, because like I said, everybody got their own thing. And even if they are the type of person who always is some people are just naturally follower type spirits. They just kind of like, you might not be doing something, but they'll find somebody else who is strong in whatever they're doing and kind of switch up on you, eventually. But, this is about staying encouraged and shit like that, because, like in the last video, and this is the Saturnian lesson series, this is part 2, or episode 2. And, but like I was saying in the first episode, things of that nature, like it comes down to, when you're going through the process, you have to stay spiritually strong. And part of staying strong is staying encouraged too, because being encouraged is like having the fire, because courage, we talk about Leo energy when we talk about courage, being encouraged is being like, keeping that Leo type spirit, or keeping that Leo type energy where you're still fixated on a fire. That fire is still hot and burning, it's the heart of the fire, and it stays lit, stays lit throughout all different types of different types of forces that get thrown at it. So staying in courage, we're going to be talking about the 9th house, the 4th house, and the 1st house. And the reason for this is because the 9th house deals with your spirituality. 9th house deals with your moral systems, your lifestyle. And that's very key here. Lifestyle, that comes from the 9th house, because essentially, with the 9th house energy, it being your moral systems, how you put together your morals eventually leads to how you start to live your life. What you believe is right or wrong is going to dictate how you go about moving in the world, just naturally. We also talking about the fourth house because this is the heart, aka the home. You know what I'm saying? This is the heart space. So whatever you make your home or whatever you feel comfortable with, that's what you're always going to be, basically, in some way. That's what you're always going to be trying to cater to, is how you can feel comfortable, how you can emotionally feel satisfied in whatever circumstance and situation you are in. And you know what I'm saying? We'll talk about the angles in a second. And then finally the first house. And so the first house is all about, your identity, how you see yourself, and also, how you see yourself is a lot more like the sun, but your first house is still what you personally interested into. So in a lot of ways, it'd be, your personal interest takes a lot of, a weight, you know what I'm saying? Because your personal interest is kind of like what you personally pay attention to, what you how you build your personality. You know what I'm saying? It might not be always how you see yourself, but that's how you personally come across, and how you put together your personal interest is your personality. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of goes deep. You know what I'm saying? Because in a way, it's like how you see yourself, but it's more so like the accumulation of everything you're personally interested into that makes up part of how you see yourself, or like how you would like to present yourself at first glance. You know what I'm saying? And like maybe this is unconscious, like you don't think about how you're coming across first glance, but everyone has some form of awareness of how they present their first impression. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does, like, but anyway, let's jump right into it. So we already know, things, it comes down in this world as far as creating your reality to your state of being. So staying encouraged, this is like remaining in a state of being of believing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then belief is also is a key word for the ninth house. So that's why the ninth house is included as well, because like I said, your moral systems becomes your lifestyle, but your lifestyle has to be something you believe in. You have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to believe in your lifestyle for it to actually take place. If you believe that this is right and this is wrong for you, that's the only way in which your actual belief system will be materialized, or that's the only way that your belief system will be materialized. And then what I'm saying, it becomes real at that point. And like that's kind of where we get our spiritual strength from too, as well, is that ninth house energy. So excuse me, moving forward, you know what I'm saying, this is going to take creating thoughts solid enough to support this feeling, aka creating a golem. And again, shout out to Dolo the Pilot Man, because what I'm saying, he talks about creating a golem, and creating a golem is almost like creating a mascot, almost like, and this mascot is for your spirit. And so like in a lot of ways, we're all here creating images and imaginations, right, that might not materialize down here, right, but how we see ourselves, right, the better we can create thoughts and feelings that support how we want to see ourselves, the better that energy is almost like plays out. Is, if you think about it, like, think of like you being inside of a you being inside of a spaceship, or you being inside of like a transformer or something like that, or like like Power Rangers or some shit, like, where it's like, what I'm saying, it's like you almost create an armor for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And like this thing isn't, it's like, it's not necessarily you, but it's you. It's your images. It's your imagination. It's your creation. So your creation is almost like it you can place yourself in it in order to do things that are extraordinary, in order to do things that you in this physical body can't necessarily do. But if you have the imagination to create a image or vehicle around yourself, you can take your spirit through different situations and circumstances that aren't pertaining to this world, but in a lot of ways do pertain to this world. It's like you can put yourself in a vehicle that can take you through certain, like, for instance, you're going through certain experience physically, but also it'll take you, as you're going through these experiences, if you have a strong enough golem or a strong enough image of yourself, you know what I'm saying, and this is like fourth, fifth, sixth dimensional talk. You create a strong enough image for yourself, you become unconvincible, aka inconvincible. You know what I'm saying? It's like you become inconvincible, because no one else can take you off of that thought, imagination, or off of that, out of that vehicle. And therefore you have the capacity, the strength to actually keep moving forward, no matter how many rejections you get, no matter how many upsets or failures, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call them, mistakes you make, anything, people coming to you. Because like I was saying in the other video, when you're on your path, and this is with business as well, any business owner will tell you this: when you're on your path and you're doing something for you, you're going to get hit with 1,000,001 forces that are trying to take you out of that. And like all of these is agents, demons, and things of that nature, because the truth of the matter is, motherfuckers be, see, you got to understand, like when it comes to, when we talk about possession, and the reason why possession is a thing is because there's a lot of spirits, right, with different kinds of intentions. Big ass bug over there, like big ass bugs be, they know not to come over here. You know what I'm saying? I be telling them, like, nigga. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're gonna get hit with 1,000,000. Like the reason possession happens anyway is because there are entities and things of that nature that we can't see, right? That come as influences, and these influences, basically, these are spirits and stuff like that, entities without bodies. Now, these entities without bodies, right? They might have had an existence, or everybody. Basically, you got to look at yourself like this: like, you are a prize, you are a gift, you are important, you are special, right? This big bird in the sky, yo. I love seeing big birds in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a representation of what I used to be. I used to be a big bird in the sky. When I see a big bird in the sky, I remind myself, like, I'm on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to do that with the world around you. You got to find things that you might see and that might be common, but if you resonated with it on a spiritual level, like, create a narrative around it, and every time you see that, it becomes a symbol of encouragement. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is how you program your reality. That's a side note. That's a bonus. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, like, you got to see yourself as, like, you powerful. You manifested here with a body. That's important on some level. I know we always be talking about, oh, I ain't never coming back to earth, and all this shit is some bullshit. Everything is an illusion. But yeah, okay, yeah. But you still a spirit that chose a body, and you chose a human body, and humans in this planet, right, in this reality, are some of the highest forms of consciousness here, right? So you got to take that with pride, right? And with that comes the understanding, or the overstanding, that like I said, motherfuckers without bodies, spirits and influences around us that just kind of float around, right, looking for bodies, they're constantly looking at us because we have the potential to play out the energies that they can't play out because they don't have a physical body. So when you talk about different thoughts and feelings that we catch, because we know, and if you don't know, please, keep up. We are not our thoughts and feelings. We create thoughts and feelings and stuff like that, right? We get influence. That's why influence is important here. And I was speaking about influence in the other video. Oh man, I got this on my list. Hopefully that wasn't on there for a long time, man. It's weird. But you know what I'm saying? We talked about influence, right? We talk about influence and how important influence is. And so influence, in a lot of ways, is like, it's like that power down here. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are power hungry down here. So, everybody's kind of in some way searching for some way to influence people, right? But at the same time, like I said, these spirits without bodies, they see us as food, you know what I'm saying, as food. And so, like, they come through and they feed through us, they possess us, because if they can possess us, give us a thought and feeling that influence and moves us, right? And here's the thing: the demons don't care how it moves you, aka you might get influenced, right? Say you get influenced to, and you start catching feelings and thoughts that want you to get angry about something or take something personal, and now you want to do something drastic, right? And so they influence you to do something drastic out of your actual natural character, because say if you were the one in your body and controlling things, you would have had the, it's like you know what you want to manifest for yourself, right? But you let something outside of you influence you into doing something that it's going to have consequences in the physical, aka say you do something drastic that lands you in jail. So now the spirit that influenced you to get angry and maybe like go out and hurt somebody, right? They get to sit back and laugh because they got to experience through you. But you are the one who has to deal with all the physical consequences of what you did with your actions, because you weren't in control of your body. You wasn't in control of your mind. You wasn't in control of, you know what I'm saying, what you were doing. So you let something possess you and land you in a situation, a circumstance that you now are like regretting. And so regret, that's how like regret even manifests, where you start to allow different thoughts and feelings that you catch take over yourself, and now all of a sudden it's like, damn, I'm out here doing things that I didn't necessarily want to do, but I just got excited. I let the emotions get to me. I let them act for me. You know what I'm saying? You letting your emotions act for you, and they're not even your feelings and emotions. You caught those. You know what I'm saying? Just because a spirit was trying to experience something, and those spirits, and like I was saying, those spirits without bodies, these different entities, these different things, all, like I said, they all they want to do is experience. They just want to drink you dry. They just want to send you through circumstances and situations, because on some demon shit, demons are always put others in a situation that they don't actually have to go through. Demons will always find a way to get you to do something so that they can experience something, but not actually take the blame for anything. And so you're the only one left there to take the blame or suffer the consequences. And we probably all had friends that did the same thing, you know what I'm saying, in a physical body. You know what I'm saying? Those people that we know that always are trying to influence us to do something, but they never actually, like, when it comes down to it and we have to suffer the consequences, they know where to be found. They always sitting back in the corner laughing like, ha ha, but you did it though. You the one who did it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, bro, it was your idea. But they like, nah, but you the one who actually did it. I didn't think you was actually gonna do it. Ha ha ha. You know what I'm saying? And it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? It's not funny to the person who actually get finessed into doing it. You know what I'm saying? So don't get your body finessed. Don't get your spirit finessed. You know what I'm saying? Don't become a vessel for the spirits who's trying to take away from you, or become a vessel for the spirits who want to see you as a fool, because you know that's 101. And see, when it comes to this business shit, this is important to know for business, because you know what I'm saying, as you're building your business and things of that nature, and you're going about the process, you're going to have to make sure that you are staying solid on what your intention was originally, and staying consistent with that, and not letting, because you know it's easy, because you know you might be in certain, say you going through a little financial problem, or you know what I'm saying, you going through debt for a little bit, like you know what I'm saying, like you say you paying a monthly payment on a website and shit like that, and you can't make the payment, you start, you know what I'm saying, the sales aren't coming through how you want them to come through, the views aren't coming through how you want them to come through. And this is natural, this happens, this is like all patterns, you know what I'm saying, it comes in patterns, because at one, you know, you're not going to be winning all the time. You know, and that's just something you got to realize, especially with business, especially with entrepreneurship. You're not going to be winning all the time. You're not going, sometimes you're going to go through weeks and stuff like that where you're going to have to bite the bullet, where you're going to have to go through a little hardship, you know what I'm saying, to the next time you can get paid, to the next time you can get to come up. But, you know, and it's all the ebb and flow, you know what I'm saying? It's all the ebb and flow. But, you know, during these times, you know what I'm saying, you can't allow yourself to get weak. You can't allow yourself to get discouraged, because the second you get discouraged, this is where those spirits and beings start to come through. And now all of a sudden you might start acting out of character that puts you in an even deeper hole than if you were to, you know, keep your mind about you, stay encouraged and stay on track. Keep doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. And even if you got to take a step back, you still are, you know, you're not doing anything to ruin anything that you've built. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, we you know, so a lot of people fall into the mistake, because the second things start to go wrong, they start to do a lot of actions out of desperation that lead them to getting into a worse situation. You know what I'm saying? Some people even, you know, give up or sell a piece of they dream just so they can make ends meet, or, you know what I'm saying? Like people, it's so many different things that could happen just because you get a little discouraged, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, we always gotta keep reality in a grasp on reality, so that, you know, because like sometimes we do be in situations where it's like, all right, this is a dream that ain't quite working, and I do need to kind of switch it up. You know what I'm saying? I do need to kind of sacrifice this, put death to this, so that I can give birth to a better version of what I attempted to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that you got to make a decision for you on yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's different than just giving up because you're going through a hard time. But either way, you know what I'm saying, you want to still have a positive state of being about it. So even if it is like, it does come down to that, where you're like, all right, I got to put death to this dream. This dream ain't actually manifesting anything for me, and my life is in shambles now, for real, for real. I can't quite, you know what I'm saying, I can't quite get it. Okay, I'm going to have to put death to this for a minute, but you got to still remain in a state of being that's like looking at it not in a defeating way, but in a way that's like, okay, I'm just giving death to this so I can give birth to something better. You know what I'm saying? Something more optimistic. That way, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if you just going off of discouragement and shit like that, and depression and negative feelings and emotions, and you putting death to things because of that, well, you might just be doing that because you gave up on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to do that. But I know I went into a tangent talking about the negative spirits that look to possess, but there's a positive side to this as well, because when you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, right, and staying encouraged, this is why staying encouraged is important, because if you like I was saying before, you create a strong enough golem, you stay consistent, you stay strong in what you're doing, you keep that spiritual strength with you, you're gonna manifest situations and circumstances in which motherfuckers is gonna come through to you, and you're gonna see all the ways in which you can actually overcome. It's like, not only are you gonna see the ways you can overcome, other spirits are gonna other spirits that want to see you win, your real predecessors and things of that nature, those beings are gonna come through, and they're gonna actually have thoughts and feelings that can encourage you. You know what I'm saying? And so now you on a positive upswing, and that's actually how you use this thing to your advantage, because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's not going to be an instance in which you're not going to have the right, the know-how. What's good, bro? There's not going to be an instance where you're not going to have the right know-how or what to do next. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be a situation, a circumstance, or a way in which you get presented with an opportunity that's going to keep you afloat, that's going to keep you in that state of being, that's going to encourage that state of being. Because like the real spirits and shit like that are actually trying to help you, they are looking for those who are spiritually strong. They're not going to help anybody or influence anybody, speak through anybody, use anybody as a vessel that they don't see as an actual strong spirit. But when you get known as a strong spirit, like I said, these other demons and power hungry ass motherfucking entities, they're gonna see you still. This is a strong spirit still. Let's see how we can still possess them. They're gonna find all kinds of different ways to try to get into your psyche and influence you to do certain things. But you know what I'm saying, you stay strong and shit like that. Eventually, the real spirits and real guys and the ones that are trying to help you, predecessors, ones that are from your soul group, one that resonate with your spirit on a positive note. And you're going to know that because when they influence you to do something, they're going to give you thoughts and ideas of how to be strong, how to be even stronger, thoughts and ideas that you can build on to keep, you know what I'm saying? It's like, say you're going through a hard time, they're going to give you thoughts and feelings that keep you, like I said, that give you what you deserve. And if you remaining in that state of being of encouragement, they're gonna be like, oh shit, okay, you deserve thoughts and feelings that encourage you. You deserve ideas, and they're gonna give you ideas and influence you into doing something, creating something that you can sit back and be like, oh yeah, this is gonna help me get out of this situation. This is gonna help me get out of this hole. This is gonna help me get everything back on track. And they're gonna keep you in those uplifting spirits rather than those thoughts and feelings that are driving you to blame everything outside of you as to why you're not manifesting, or attack this person, or do something drastic that you're not supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Doing something that's out of your nature and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Giving up on yourself and just saying, fuck it, I just work at that fucking McDonald's. Yo, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? My dreams ain't worth nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get into a space where we're combating these things, you know what I'm saying? Because every day is a fight. And that is the fight. The fight is knowing what's what and staying strong on what you believe in. You feel me? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and I that's what I wrote too. Use these thoughts to combat insecurities, you know what I'm saying? Because we all got insecurities and shit like that. And where demons come through is in between self-doubt and insecurities. And there's another one I had said in another video, but those are the crevices that they find. Oh, desires. So in between your insecurities, desires, and doubts, these are where demons find their way into your psyche. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to let that happen. They find their way into your being. You know what I'm saying? They find their way in. These are like little miniature doorways that sometimes we don't be locking all the way behind us. You know what I'm saying? And they'll break in real quick. Soon as we have a doubt that correlates with a desire that we want, and there's an insecurity somewhere in there, boom, they got the lockpick. So you got to make sure you always self-evaluating and self-constructing yourself to a way you're like, man, even if you do get a thought that reminds you of an insecurity, man, fuck that shit. I ain't afraid of that shit. A thought that reminds you of a self-doubting moment, man, fuck that shit, man. No. I'm gonna find a way to cover that. You know what I'm saying? Use your mind to get creative on how you can make that okay. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's the thing we gotta remind ourselves. Like there's a lot of things that kind of fuck us up when we think about it. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of things that discourage us, a lot of things that put us in feelings that we feel incapable. But it's like, man, we gotta be like, man, fuck that shit. At the end of the day, I'm perfect. You are perfect. How you chose to be into this world, you are perfect because you are the only individual that's being you. The only time you are imperfect is when you're trying to be somebody else. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? So staying encouraged. Let's keep on point. So let's talk about the yeah. And so I said you have to show yourself regardless, and how you do it is up to you. So you know what I'm saying, it's not what you do, it's how you do. We all have to show ourselves, we all have to be ourselves authentically to the core, but how you do it is your choice. You know, and that's where you get to put the power into it, put the sauce into it. That's where you get to make it your own and make it look good. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you can make it look good is if you doing things that correlate with your energy. And that's why it's like you could start a business, but if you're not doing a business that actually correlates with your spirit and shit like that, you're gonna look miserable and you're gonna feel miserable. You're gonna look crazy, you're gonna look miserable and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you whatever you're doing is correlating to you so that it looks right. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about getting validation from others that others think it look right, because 9 times out of 10, other people going to judge it, especially people who ain't on their own path. You know, especially people who ain't on their own path. They're going to look at everything you doing is wrong and crazy and out of pocket. But that's the once you, if you, and this is going back to that 9th house, that 4th house, and that 1st house. You believe in yourself in these 3 areas, your spiritual, what you believe is right and wrong. Okay, yeah, my spiritual path, boom, I believe in that. My 4th house, okay, what makes me feel comfortable? Creating a home, creating comfortability in any situation and circumstance I have, creating comfortability within self. Oh, okay, yeah. You can say whatever you want. 1st house, I'm comfortable in whatever I believe in, whatever I'm personally interested in. You know what I'm saying? What I'm personally interested in is my business on some 1st house Aries shit. That's my business and nobody else's business. It's my 1st house. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? It's my 1st house, nigga. It's my 1st house. It's personal to me. It's personal to me. You might not get it because it's not personal to you. It's not about who. It's I am, not you am. It's I am. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Once you believe in yourself in all these aspects, there's not much motherfuckers can really say to you. There's not much people can really come to you with. Like, it doesn't matter. You feel me? So let's talk about the houses and their alignment with each other. So first of all, the first and the 9th house, right? This creates a gift. So between the 1st and the 9th house, and you might have different houses and shit like that, but still, I'm not talking about the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked to the other one with aspects and shit like that. I'm gonna get into planets, but for right now, I just like to talk about the houses to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people sleep on the houses. The first thing people dive into is they planets. You know, and rightfully so, because the planets are like the characters in between. But the houses is important too, because this is how you organize your life. Your houses is really how you paint your picture. You know what I'm saying? It's where everything is placed in the first place. And these are constellations. There's constellations passing through these different spaces that make up theoretically, your psyche, your archetype. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to know where these are so you know. And even if you ain't got planets in these houses, using house lords and shit like that, if you know how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, you know, we'll do I'll do a video kind of explaining that. Y'all let me know in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know really who knows what. You know what I'm saying? But we just going off, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all want that video, let me know in the comments. But for the most part, your 1st and the 9th house is always going to create a gift, a trine. And so with this trine, basically consider it like this, right? So when you're dealing with the 9th and the 1st house, right? What you're personally interested in is going to play a part into your belief system. It's going to play a part into what you believe is right or wrong. Because look, your personal interests, right? No matter what they are, you're going to have to, it's like your personal interests in a way is like your first inkling of an identity. It's your first it's your first actualization of an identity. And so this kind of becomes the ground basis of what you set the rest of yourself up for. So what you personally interested in, your personal experiences, personal people, places, and things in your life, right? These things all are going to influence how you put together what's right and wrong in your life. You know what I'm saying? And the 9th house also deals with experiences. So through different experiences, this builds your identity, you know, different experiences. And so in one way, the 9th house is all about, it's Jupiter energy. So it's expansion and things of that nature. So it's going to take you to new places. Your 1st house is about how you personally see these experiences. So as you personally go through experiences, you're going to collect different information that's going to expand not only how you personally see the world, but how you actually put together the world as far as a moral system, how you see other people, see other things. And like we're talking about that Sagittarius energy. So it's how you see things and be immutable with that. So how other people see things and putting that into account and building your moral system off of how you see things versus how other people see things, aka what's right to you and wrong to you is not going to be right and wrong to another person. But none of that matters because we still dealing with fire energy. You know, the 9th house, the 1st house, and the 5th house, these are all fire type houses. So with the fire houses, it really ain't about nobody else. It's really more about detachment. You know what I'm saying? Detaching and finding your own identity within these houses. It's not really about what other people are doing or the connection between other people, but it is vision, you know what I'm saying? And it being mutable fire, you see how other people live and you see how you want to live, and that's just the difference. You know what I'm saying? You still got to be an individual with that. Fire is always dealing with some form of individuality, and then the 1st house, of course, is your true individuality, how you personally feel about everything, how you personally see things, how you personally go about you know, the world, how you personally move, the personal people, places, and things that you choose to connect with and shit like that. And everything that, you know, you don't know yourself until you know really everything that you're not. And that's kind of like that 1st house energy where, you know, we're dealing with that cardinal fire. We're dealing with that Aries type energy where it's like, well, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me type shit. You know what I'm saying? Where you know what I'm saying? You make that, you make that definition for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through it, man. All different types of shit popping up on my face. But anyway, continuing on. So, yeah, so that's the relationship between the 9th and the 1st house. And so this becomes, you know, your belief system and your identity. You know what I'm saying? These are very important as far as staying encouraged, because if you know who you are and you know what you believe in, then, you know, there's not really much anybody can really say to you. You know what I'm saying? There's not really much anybody can come to you with to take you off of that. You know what I'm saying? And like the 9th house, your lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? This is how you choose to live your life, you know, not nobody else's choice. Now, the 9th house and the 4th house creates a in conjunction. So this is a misunderstanding. So how your lifestyle, right, you might not feel comfortable with some experiences that you go through. The 4th house is how you feel comfortable. So in some way, form, or fashion, everybody in this lifetime is trying to find comfortability or create a comfortable circumstance for themselves, right? So that's kind of like the driving force of everybody here, because we live on Earth, and Earth deals with comfortability on some level, or security, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's just like when we start to incorporate the magic square, you know, some of the powers that be and things of that nature, then we start talking about how they created false goals for us to follow, like mice in you don't say like mice in a maze trying to find cheese and shit like that, the rat race and shit like that. Like they created circumstances where they basically created goals for us to kind of keep us busy, when those true goals, anything outside of you, external goals, aren't really goals. Really, the real prize is correlating energies within yourself, correlating energies within you to where you don't need anything externally. But we live in a world in which they kind of basically got everybody on that wave where we think, okay, we got to go ahead and chase external things in order to find comfortability and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So once you get that shit correlated and situated, then you won't have to kind of deal with a lot of the consequences of wasting your time with a bunch of external shit that ain't actually gonna get, you know what I'm saying, actually gonna get you where you want to be, because where you want to be is more so internally. You know what I'm saying? Where you want to be, the true comfort you seeking is really internal and shit like that. So that's just something you got to keep in mind going forward. So what's good, man?
What's going on, man?
So when we're talking about this shit between the 9th and the 4th, you know what I'm saying, creating comfortability and shit like that. So like basically when you're creating comfortability, the 9th house, like I said, is dealing with experiences and shit like that. So the 9th house is going to take you through different experiences that call for expansion. Anytime you expand it, that's going to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's going to lead you uncomfortable. It's going to make you extremely uncomfortable. Through this uncomfortability, right, it's your job to create comfort within that. And that's why, like, when we go through new things that like we see as terrifying, after we go through it and we learn from it and we expand through it, right, eventually we create comfortability with that, and that it becomes basically like a new level. And then with new levels comes new devils. So it's almost like we reach a new level, and once we get comfortable with that, right, then there's something else to expand on. So naturally there's going to be a misunderstanding between your experiences, because look, if you always seeking to be comfortable, you're never going to put yourself in a circumstance or situation to expand. And if you're not expanding, you're not learning. If you're not learning, you're not experiencing nothing. And if you're not experiencing nothing, you're not going to have anything to draw from as far as inspiration. You're not going to have anything. You're not going to, how they always say, if you scared to take a risk, how the fuck we going to get rich? Shout out to J. Cole and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Tell the Two Cities. I think that was the song. Yeah. If you scared to take a risk, how the fuck we going to get rich? You know what I'm saying? You got to take a risk sometimes in order to get something new that you didn't experience before. And that's the whole dichotomy, like that's the whole struggle between in this existence, because we all are trying to create comfortability for ourselves, but at the same time, our spirit is constantly seeking new experiences so that we can learn, because we here to learn, expand, grow, relate, and all these different kinds of things. We yearn for new experiences. We yearn for new information, new knowledge and new wisdom and shit like that. And the only way you can get new knowledge and wisdom is if you getting out and seeing something new, learning something new, expanding yourself, you know what I'm saying, putting yourself in the circumstances that extend yourself. And honestly, if you ask me, Jupiter is the planet of risk. The ninth house is the planet of risk. Because, like, it's like you have to, it's like having the foresight to see something in the, you know what I'm saying, see something, see a goal, creating a meaning and reasoning as to why you need to go through that experience, or going through that actual experiences and deriving a meaning and reason as to why you went through that, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. So that's the different thing. So it becomes a misunderstanding between the fourth and the ninth naturally, because the ninth and the fourth, they're looking at each other like, okay, yeah, you want to be comfortable, you want to feel, comfortable with what you're going through, but we're gonna have to expand. So you're gonna have to feel uncomfortable by default, you know what I'm saying? But that's the secret of the fourth house, is always knowing that the only true comfortability is because the fourth house represents the home and shit like that, but we all have to create a home within ourselves. We all have to create, and creating a home within yourself is always remembering, first of all, that you create your own thoughts and feelings, and also that within yourself, you know what I'm saying, you always have an opportunity to look at what's going on around you, and like I said, it really comes into believing in self. When you trust yourself and you have enough confidence in yourself, then you have no choice but to create a home within yourself. You have no choice but to create a home within yourself. And like that's important to note, because now when we start talking about astrology and shit like that, exaltations, Jupiter is exalted in the fourth house. So there's a connection between the ninth and the fourth house, where when Jupiter is in the fourth house, really in Cancer, you know what I'm saying, when Jupiter is in Cancer, it's at its highest point. So like I was saying, if you believe in yourself, you always have an opportunity to create a home within yourself. And that's like the exaltation energy. The exaltation just means something being at its highest point. So something, and when a planet is in an exalted sign, that means it's extra potent. You can overexhaust yourself, but if you know how to balance these energies properly, you can take the virtues and principles of that planet and utilize it to almost like a superpower extent. You know what I'm saying? And that superpower is, like I said, you believe in yourself enough, you can always create comfortability within any situation and circumstance. And a lot of times that's what confidence is all about. Being able to confide in yourself, believing that, okay, no matter what, I'm gonna have the tools necessary within me in order to make the best out of whatever I'm going through. And that's just something we got to keep in mind. You feel me? So that's the whole the relationship between the ninth and the fourth house. Then the first house squares the fourth. So our personal things and personal interests, we got to be comfortable with who we are at a core level. Like, we have to be comfortable with who we are, our identity. We have to be comfortable with that, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to take learning, going through different experiences and things of that nature, because those two houses square each other. So we're going to have to learn how to, that's something that we all got to do. And see, with these houses, that the first house is always going to square the fourth house. You might have different signs in there to where you can play it differently. Like, the different signs in there might have a different relation, but the houses are always going to square each other. You know what I'm saying? The first and the fourth. So you're always going to have to personally get comfortable with, get comfortable with the things you're personally interested in, or get comfortable with being who you are. to the fullest extent, being authentic, being yourself. You always gonna have to get comfortable with that. But the better you get comfortable and you learn how to do that, the less and less and less you're gonna have to go through different trials and tribulations when it comes to other people trying you on what it is that you believe in, or trying you on what it is that on your identity. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, the stronger you get with it, you'll manifest a situation where nobody will ever question it, because it'll look right. You know what I'm saying? When you doing things in your own natural energy, it's always going to end up looking right, even if people question it at first. And 9 times out of 10, if they question it, it's because they don't believe in themselves. They question their own validity. They question their own ability to have things looking right. You know what I'm saying? They question their own shit. So when they question their own shit, that's when you got to be like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't even got nothing to do with you. You feel me? So that's just something to keep in mind. So let me see what else. Your way of life puts you in situations. Man, I talked about that already. Yeah, so that's basically it. You know what I'm saying? So staying encouraged. I know I talked a lot about other things, but I feel like these things still back and support how to stay encouraged, because or why it's important to stay encouraged. You know what I'm saying? Because staying encouraged is going to give you that energy and vitality. You know what I'm saying? Because encouraged, like I said, we reverting back to the Leo energy. And we in Leo season right now, so staying encouraged. And it's like, not every day gonna be sunny, not every day gonna be bright. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you stay encouraged and shit like that. It's like that state of being. So when it comes to your business specifically, you know what I'm saying? Because we still talking about business and shit like that. So it's like, you want to make sure you just staying encouraged when it comes to your business, because the second you give up on yourself, it's the second everybody else is gonna walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? The second you turn the lights off, that's when, nobody's gonna come to the show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to keep that in mind. It's like, look, it's not gonna be easy. It's something that we constantly got to do. But the better you can stay encouraged, the better you actually have an opportunity to hit the jackpot. The better you can stay encouraged and stay strong and shit like that, that's the better you actually that's the more likely you're gonna see a result. And even if you don't see a result right in front of you, it's like, you stay encouraged and shit like that, because where the mind goes, the body goes. So even if what you're doing currently ain't working, eventually, you staying in that state of being, you're going to come across a thought and feeling. You're going to get influenced with a thought and feeling that's going to actually point you in the right direction of what you do need to start doing in order to get you what it is that you deserve. You feel me? So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind and shit like that. So that's pretty much all I got as far as my notes. Hopefully this was helpful. If you are looking to get a personal reading, whether natal or getting a business consultation, or say you are an artist and you're looking to, you know what I'm saying, just figure out a marketing plan for yourself and things of that nature, let me know. You can email me at davebeyond95@gmail.com, or you can hit me up at esoterichustle108@gmail.com, and I could get right to you with that. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, for the most part, make sure you follow the Esoteric Hustler Academy on IG. I'm gonna actually put the links down there this time. Sometimes I'll be forgetting what links I said I was gonna put in there, but I'm gonna just put all the links down there for the IG, for the Patreon, for all that good shit. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out and much love.